Two. Recording. Hello, Leeowen. How are you?
Hello, Mark. Yes, very well, thanks, mate. Very well, all good.
Right, what is it? It's Friday. It's 25th of September. It's been a crazy week. How about you?
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, as I say, it's things are definitely starting to heating up now, and the propaganda machine is starting to create more fear and panic. As you, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's interesting you say that. Before we carry on, I'm just going to say, anybody watching this is the third video with Leeowen. He's been on my channel since the beginning. Go and check him out if you've not seen the other videos. Please make sure you thumbs up and subscribe and share these videos, because this man is a powerhouse of information. You're going to love this chat. We don't even know what we're going to talk about, but you started with the fact that the propaganda machine has pumped up. Now, I'm in Ireland, you're in England, right? Are you saying it's gone a bit mental in England?
Yes, it has, mate. Yeah. They started to panic buy in the supermarkets now. That's going frantic. They're saying that, you know, the infection rate has gone stupidly mental. So, yeah, they're all preempting for another lockdown, mate. You can sort of see already.
Well, I mean, this was planned from the beginning, but what's interesting is that it's interesting that they're panic buying again. Did they not learn? Did people not learn the last time?
No, and you know, I was sitting there briefly, and even my wife was sort of laughing, and she sort of said, "Oh my God, they're going crazy again. You know what are they doing? You know," and I was just like, "They didn't learn from the first time, did they? They really didn't. You know, they really didn't." So, yeah, here we are, mate. Here we are.
Fortunately, I know how to. Because of my military training, I don't need to get toilet roll, because this is, you know, if anybody watching this is running out of toilet roll, you just need a piece of A4 paper, right? Which you fold into four like this, okay? Yeah. And then you tear off the corner here, right? Yeah. And that's all you need for, you know, this is very good, because what you do is you insert your finger, and then you use the finger, and then you pull it off like that, it's nice and clean. But the fingernail's dirty, so that's what you keep this piece of paper for, see? Get under the fingernail. So there's no need for any of this toilet roll stuff.
Oh, I know, mate, I know. I've joked, there's many people that have, you know, I'd left a couple of comments saying, yeah, I don't need any more toilet paper. I've still got 200 or 300 from the last time.
So look, we're not really, you know, you and I are not really stuck in that world. We're sort of up here a little bit, and I don't mean that in a cocky way. I mean, it's just like the way we're away with the fairies a little bit, right? Which is actually quite a good expression.
Yeah.
I was on I don't know if you know Jen McCarthy. She did a live event on Facebook the other day, and it was literally, it was beautiful. As soon as I turned it on, I was like, whoa. She said she wants to come on the channel, which I really hope she does, but it was like fairies everywhere, and this whirlpool again, same imagery, you know, it's all happening, getting rid of these demons going into it and everything else. It was really beautiful. So for those that don't know, Leeowen and I first met when I did Charlie Ward's channel, and we have similar experiences with demonic entities, shall we say, and Leeowen's extremely powerful in this regard. So from that perspective, from the world that you inhabit when you're not down the gym or taking care of people, what's going on?
Well, at the moment, from what I can gather at the moment, I've just been doing a little bit of research in just sort of seeing what's going on with the UK, and from my understanding of it all, there's something that's going to move over the next 2 to 4 weeks. There's going to be big changes going on. I think it's emptying up again. It's ramping up to such new levels where, like, I think it's going to be a case of people are either going to sink or they're going to swim. It really is that clear cut, Mark. And I think even with as much as we're putting this information out now, some people, depending on their vibrational frequencies, some people are going to be able to listen to it, and some people are just not going to get anything, mate. And at the moment, it just sounds like I'm rambling, but it really is clear cut. It's whether your energy and frequency is up to that spec and that level. A lot of people have been playing catch up, and a lot of people have been doing very well, and I appreciate that everyone is on their journey, and I get that. But gosh, Mark, like yourself, My God, I've been waiting for this moment, mate. I've been waiting to see blatant change happening. And it's took years. It's been years and years and years of waiting. And now it's finally here. And change is around us and going through us.
Well, it's palpable. It's palpable.
Yeah.
I mean, you just shared your lunch with me on Facebook Messenger. And I was like, I just shared my lunch with somebody else. And I was going, oh, I've just eaten red lentil soup and had a turmeric oat milk latte. And then at the same time, you sent me a message saying what you'd had. And I was like, but that actually, the food's really important, right? Most evenings when I'm making dinner, I'm going out in the garden. I'm cutting off some kale, cutting off some chives, chopping it up, making a little coleslaw, putting that with something. And it's making all the difference for me, food.
It's vibrational food.
No fluoride, hydrogen water. Looks like a flux capacitor when you do that.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
No, we don't need roads. No. And 88 miles an hour.
There's a lot of truth in that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As I say, I've been drinking sort of distilled water for quite some time anyway. And which a lot of people say, oh, no, Lee, that's so bad for you, and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah. And I was like, no, I think the only thing you may have to do is maybe top up your electrolytes. But apart from that, you're good to go.
A bit of salt, a bit of sea salt or unmessed about with salt, Himalayan salt, a good one. That makes a difference.
Exactly.
Intermittent fasting is something I do as well. I don't eat before 1 o'clock in the day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's I've got tons of. I mean, I've got years of abuse, drinking, smoking, etc. So I have about 30 supplements every morning as well.
Yeah, I'm the same every day.
Plus, we're not getting the nutrients from the ground.
No, because they're being absolutely flushed out, mate, just through repetitive use of the grounds being, they've been used so overly, way too much to the point where they're completely drained of nutrients. The grounds are, totally. and I don't know. If you go back to, even if you go back 30 or 40 years ago, the grounds were very different. The carrots, the kind of food was very different. They're very different. And now everything is about, it's all about being turned out on a conveyor. It's all about, produce, consume. It's not about...
the village I grew up in, I lived on this council house, which had you could see everybody's garden down the way. Every single garden had a greenhouse and vegetable patch. Everybody grew their own stuff.
Yeah, my grandfather was a big greenhouse man and garden, and I have very fond memories of going in the garden and him just picking things out, and it's just lovely. It really, really lovely, and it was back to just being natural. And I think that's the thing is in this experience, Mark, you don't have to get all complicated. It's just going
really simple. Yeah, I mean, I've got a chard plant out there that's about 7 foot tall now.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. And that was a no-dig garden. It was just really easy to put down, put some cardboard down, then put some compost, done. No digging, no hard work. Well, it's a bit of hard work. My mate actually helped me build the wooden thing because I'm not very good with that stuff. But it's been a really low maintenance thing, and we're eating from it every day. And it's not like, oh, check me. But that's the one thing that I got from the first lockdown was I think it's time to grow your own stuff now,
Yeah, definitely.
That's like the practical stuff. But what about on the astral level? What are you getting?
On the energy level, right? What, in regards to food or just in general?
No, just in the last week or so. You say it's gone panic mode in the UK.
It's gone panic mode in the UK. I find it's quite funny actually, because I'd done a healing session with a lady this morning, and I'd done some heart healing with her. We'd done some other bits and pieces with her from her past and things like that. Usual stuff that I'm familiar with. But what was interesting is after the session, she sort of sent me a message and just sort of said, "Oh my God, I've been crying," and I said, "That's okay. You just, you're releasing old stuff. It's really good. It's healthy, And what I find is at the moment that anyone's got any kind of issues or anything like that, they're all being pushed to the surface, and that's why you've got massive mental health as well. Not only the panic from the TV and all that pony, but also you've got the vibrational frequencies are raising to the point where it's pushing everybody's issues to the surface to say, right, come on, resolve, clear, let go. forgive, release, let go. And the biggest thing, though, Mark, is when people say, "Oh, how can I forgive them? They cheated on me, or I got abused, and this, that, and the other." But what you've got to see the bigger picture here and say, right, if I hold on to this abuse, if I hold on to this trauma, who is it hurting? Is it hurting the person that caused it, or is it hurting me? Well, it's me that's holding on to it. So I'm the one that has to take the necessary steps to make peace with it. And people say, "Oh, how do you make peace with Leeowen? You know, it's so difficult." It's about making a decision, a clear-cut decision to say, I do not consent to feeling like this no more. I'm not having anything or anyone be plugged into me via cords, energetic cords, which are on the astral levels, which when we meet people, we develop these cords. And believe it or not, that's why you always get certain situations and people where people are always kind of sort of pinball and backwards and forwards between a particular person. And they go, "Oh, well, they must be for me because I keep going back to them." And no, what you realize is you're attached to each other, you know, astrally. You're attached to each other for these they're like invisible cords that you're feeding off each other. And it's just not healthy. You're not pushing forward. You're not going in the direction where you're supposed to go. Because the moment you step forward, those cords and those ties pull you backwards and keep you, you know, from not moving forward in the place in the space where you're supposed to be. So this you know, this morning with a lady, you know, we cut some cords, and I said, and just when I thought we were all clear, I said, "Oh, I see a big thick cord coming from your back," and I said, "Right, that would suggest to me that it's from the past. What is it?" And she knew instantly. She knew instantly. I said, "Right, I just want you to clear your mind. I just want you to know." What I tend to do is I tend to just, I want the person to see it for themselves, Mark. I don't want to tell them to see. I want to say, how does it feel for you? Because all I'm doing is prompting that person to see what's already inside of them, you know. And so once you start clearing these levels, you then start jumping up levels, and then you know, you will just feel, you'll feel magical, mate. You will feel magical. And even I myself personally, I can feel that the powers that be that have been putting the pressure on, they're losing it, Mark. They're losing it, because I'm feeling I'm getting stronger, Mark. I'm getting stronger every day, and I know that you're getting stronger because I've seen it. I've seen it. I feel it. You know, every time I see you, you're more vibrant. You've got this power going on, which is just going to blow up exponentially, and you're going to be very, just like JCK, when she was talking about you and your part in all of this as well. You're a major player in all of this, you know, and there are figures at the moment out there that are major players in just really bringing this into, you know, fruition and getting this information out and really helping those.
And it's got to be done with, it's got to be done with love. It's got to be done with humor. It's got to be done with
it's all about kindness.
But you know, you said a load of things there. What I've found is that, I was thinking this just before we spoke, is the massive acceleration of things, right? What do I mean by that? Well, a massive acceleration in resolution of relationships, a massive acceleration in terms of finding, you know, people are just coming out of the woodwork into my life. And then there's, you know, which is incredible. You know, in the last, since I started this channel, I've made just incredible friends, including you, which is just beautiful, right? But also, I've always had that feeling of being prepared for something since I was a kid. You know, I felt like, you know, this is all preparation. So my life was all about have as much fun as you can. And I mean, I had a lot of fun.
Mark, I've got more than my fair share of stories, just like yourself, I can assure you.
Exactly. I mean, I really pushed the envelope and, you know, caused a bit of damage on the way, but mainly not. And it's all about preparation. It always felt like that. And this feels like the time. You know, I was really stunned yesterday when Charlie Ward put out my poems on a video interview, and then I was reading the comments at the end of it, the "We See You" one, which I put a ticking clock on it, and that was not like a conscious decision. It was just like, right, this. I just said, record this to the
Yeah.
Joe who did the recording, who was brilliant. And I said, I need a ticking clock. I don't know why. I just need a ticking clock.
Yeah.
And it's because that feels like that's where we are. We're in this, but it's going because time has definitely changed. I mean, I think it's been proven that a minute 20 years ago is actually longer than a minute now.
Yeah. Time in essence, and because everything is speeding up, and that's the energy itself is all speeding up. I feel like there's not a 24-hour day. It feels like 16 hours now.
Yeah. They're flying by, really flying by. And I thought, my kid would say, it's just because you're an old man. Well,
no, it doesn't. It's not about it.
Is.
No, it really literally is. And I think if you just stand still and just sort of listen to yourself, and you look, just even this year, Mark, I mean, even regardless of all the crap that's been going on, in the 3D sense, it's just jet. It really has. I was talking to the wife. Oh my God, it's October, Nick. And I sort of smile into myself, rub on my hands, thinking, I'm looking for the big, November 3rd. I'm just thinking, rubbing my hands, saying, oh, come on, that will be nearly here. And then, this is when things are really going to start hotting up. We're just in the honeymoon period. This is just the beginning.
I know, but I'm getting messages like I got a message earlier going, "Oh, this planet is so fucked up. Oh, it's an emotional roller coaster," and I'm like, "Well, it's not really started.
This is nothing, Mark.
It's not. It doesn't. It feels like we're just about to see the real fireworks, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be a few years of stuff. This lockdown, Corona bullshit stuff is just the beginning.
No, yeah, it is. It is.
This is a big old job, right?
It is, Mark. And I just vaguely listened to is it the Kirsten and the Gene Code?
Yeah. I was watching that last night.
Yeah, and they were talking about the UK, and obviously the Rosanna Barr. She
was brilliant.
She's brilliant, but she kind of sidetracked.
But the part two's up. Go and watch that.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Yeah, because it ended in Newquay and then Roseanne started going on. But Newquay, all those places, Oxford, Brecon Beacons, deep underground bases, most still under cabal control.
Cabal control, yeah. And this is what I'm sort of waiting for now is, but the weird thing is, as I say, during the sort of the early lockdown months, I was saying where I live, I don't live far from an army base at Watsham, and which is basically helicopter based. And I was seeing military helicopters 3-4 times a day, and I'd never ever seen a military helicopter. I've been here for a good couple of years, so I haven't seen ever. And then suddenly, as soon as the lockdown happened, I was seeing helicopters left, right, and centre. So, and there were the double sort of propeller ones. So which
Chinook.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
troop carrier. I got a message this morning, right?
Yeah.
About Fusiliers and all sorts of army guys who all last Friday got sent to the Severn Bridge.
Oh gosh!
Right, and they didn't know why, but they had there were light infantry, there were heavy infantry, there were loads of them.
Wow.
That's the great thing about having a YouTube channel. You get certain information from people, and this is from somebody that I trust.
Yeah,
I don't just take any old crap.
No, of course.
And here, you never see things flying around here, but I've seen quite a few helicopters here recently. I'm a very keen, I'm an aviator, so I'm very keen on things that fly.
Oh yes, you are. Yeah, you've got some of that in your blood as well, haven't you? Yeah, which is that's pretty interesting. That's pretty 100%. Cool.
So I think the message I would say right now is don't panic.
No, absolutely.
Trust. It's all about trusting. It's not blind faith, because it's trusting your inner feelings. No,
that's it. That's absolutely that. I mean, Mark, what I found is throughout this sort of, throughout even my own personal life experience, I remember when things were quite hard when I was sort of a child and stuff, and I was, battling literally my own demons, so to speak. And I remember at a time when I was just thinking, you know what, I don't really want to be here anymore. And then I had a real clear message say, Leeowen, you've got far too much to do. Your time is way not up yet. You've got loads and loads and loads to do. And I just thought, oh, so I have got a purpose then. And I said, it won't be revealed now, but later on, in your life, you will see that purpose. And I sort of didn't think much of it. And as you go, you know, doing the usual teenage lad, motorbikes, you know, girls clubbing, you know, the usual sort of experiences, you know, and then I was having all weird and wonderful experiences, like, I don't know, seeing crafts in the sky, and then I was seeing these blue avian beings appear in my front room, and then I had demonic freaking, you know, dark entity saying, "Oh, Leeowen, I'll give you everything you want. I'll give you all the money. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. I'll make you famous. I'll make you blah, blah, this, that, and the other."
Bernard Manning?
What's that?
Was that Bernard Manning?
Yeah.
I'm the devil.
Yeah. It was just giving me, you know, and it was just harping on. And
I've had all that.
Yeah. I was just like, nah, mate, this, you know, thing is, Mark, I do remember past lives where I'd actually been a manipulator. I'd actually used my intuition and sorcery kind of abilities in the past lives to manipulate people and to get what I wanted. And I have actual memories of that, which is really interesting. And I remember saying to this thing, and it obviously recognized that within inside my spirit, that there is a part of me that was quite dark once upon a time.
Apparently, it was a very dark Viking version of me from way back.
Yeah.
But did you see? I did a past life regression last week with.
No, I see that pop up. I need to listen to it, and I tell you what. Actually, I think somewhere I have got my past life regression, which was about three or 4 years ago. And I tell you what, I can't wait to listen to your one, because that.
Well, like, you know, it was the guy that did it was Gordon, who's been on the channel, who's fabulous, and he did the Spanish. Him and his wife Sylvia did the Spanish translation with a really amazing truth seeker in Spain the other day, which you can find on the channel.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you're hypnotized, you're aware. Yeah. Right, but you're not there, and you know. And I thought, I'm going to look a right mug here, sat on the sofa, going like this. But I think I'm past the point of giving a shit, really. So and Gordon was saying, so what is it like where you are? And I was looking down, and I was like, well, I've got blue feet and blue hands, and I'm really tall and thin. And I was like, you know,
the thing is, Mark, when you have these past life experiences, there was one past life experience that literally where I was on Earth. I've also been on other planets as well, and I'm obviously you probably had been as well, because it doesn't sound like the typical human being that you were.
No, that wasn't Kensington.
That wasn't Kensington, no.
Or Birmingham.
Love it. And I remember looking down at my feet, just like you, and I remember thinking, I've got quite small little feet, really, and I had these little sort of Edgar White socks, and I had these little blue kind of shoes, and I looked around, I was thinking, I'm a little girl. I was like, a little girl. And then before you know it, I got fast forward sort of in time a little bit, like, and it must have been round the wartime, because I remember having there was like someone was taking our picture, and there was like an old sort of 1930s, 40s car. And I was sort of with my family at the car, and someone was taking a picture. And I remember looking around thinking, you know, wow, this is quite odd, you know. But I was still me, as in, like, I know who I was, as in Leeowen in this sense, but I was kind of just playing out what I was at that particular time. But also what I also found very interesting is the fact that you can have multiple lives at the same time.
Yeah.
Something else that was a big head spinner for me at the time. It wasn't just like, you know, there's almost like parts of your soul can have different experiences and in different bodies to have multiple experiences all at once. And I thought that was very, very interesting and quite a bit of a head spinner for me at the time.
Well, Tesla apparently stood between the arcs in the free energy thing that JP Morgan funded.
Yeah.
When he stood between the electricity arcs, he recorded that he saw all of time, all the past, present, and the future, all at the same time. You speak to anybody that reads the Akashic records, they say the same thing. Everything exists. Everything's going to exist. And then you look at what, if you look into Q and Trump and stuff, and they talk about Project Looking Glass, which is
I've seen Project
travel technology. And then you look at John G. Trump, Donald's uncle, who was friends with Tesla, who worked on time travel stuff with him in the 1920s. Yeah. And then you look at The Adventures of Baron Trump, the book from the 1890s, which is about the last president and Baron Trump's time traveling adventures, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
With Don from New York, who becomes the last president. Yeah. And then you look at all the stuff on the internet about parallel timelines. We're on a good timeline versus the bad timeline, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Kind of makes you realize that this world isn't what we think it is.
No, not on any level. Not on any level, Mark. And to be honest, I think you, as you said, I think you kind of, I mean, for the listeners out there that obviously listen to what we're talking about and stuff, I wouldn't suggest to everybody to go and have a psychedelic experience, because it does it calls you, and when it does call you, then go for it. But don't think, oh, I'm going to mess around with something that you don't really understand and you don't know. And I would say, research the crap out of it first, and then sort of see how it feels. But obviously, your old cat there wants to say hello.
Oh. I think she wants feeding.
Oh, bless.
Go and get some whiskers, would you? This is her hungry, creepy face.
Bless. I've always loved cats, and I know that that I've been from some sort of cat race before as well, because I've seen sort of cat raced sort of interdimensional beings before. They've appeared in my front room as well, and it just seems sometimes when I think, as I say, when I think about realities and stuff, you really get the sense of, I don't know, it is so absolutely it's such a massive holographic illusion, all of this. And sorry about my battery's just been carried.
It is, and I was looking at it yesterday thinking, well, I've been saying this for quite a few years. I mean, once you realise that it is an illusion, then it becomes even more amazing, because you're looking at it going, wow, it's just fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it's totally. So good.
Yeah, it is, and it's weird because it's so funny how and also I was recognising the ego side of it as well, because I kind of understand when the ego comes into play and when it doesn't, and to be honest, what I tend to enjoy is when the higher self kind of steps forward more so. I really enjoy when the higher self sort of steps forward and then gives you this beautiful intuition, and because that's always connected to the higher source, which it is and has been throughout my experience anyway. It really does show that the reality we are in is just not even a gnat's bollock of what it really does.
Gnat's bollock.
It's not, Mark. It really not. And there's so much, as you said, we spoke about before about the light and how much, perception of light that we see.
Yeah.
And there's just everything that can ever be is always here. It's there. It's just your brain is not always focused into that sort of vibrational level.
Well, even mainstream science taught in schools points out the fact that the brain is making up 99% of what it sees anyway.
Yeah.
So even if you just took that as a fact, then it just again makes it all. I've tried to catch myself out. I do see glitches. And I'm speaking to a lot of people who are talking about seeing glitches, like the cat in the Matrix.
Yes, cat in the Matrix, where it keeps on sort of repeating.
Yeah, one of my friends is always talking about this cat. Was like, where did it come from? And I think that's what I'm excited about, right? Because once the true nature of reality is revealed, and I think that is coming, it's going to be like a theme park for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it will. And I think, as I say, I mean, the veil is being stripped away as we speak, and it is. Once that veil really sort of tends to fall to the ground, you're going to get a lot of people out there running around acting very, very crazy because they're not going to know what's going on, Mark. And we're going to be sitting there, and people are then, not that we want people to look up to us, but they're going to be asking the likes of me and you, the JCK, the Charlie Wards, the Charlie, Greeks and stuff like that, you know, that people will be going to them and saying, look, you need to help me. I really don't understand what's going on. And, you know, and then, you know, we'll hopefully be able to pave the way and help people and just sort of, you know, try and break it down to layman's terms, just so that they can have some sort of handle on it, you know, what's really going on. Because there's going to be things appearing in front of people and people are going to go, what the hell have I just seen? I don't know where that's come from. And they're going to panic and they're going to think, well, I must have mental problems. So I must need, you know, I'm going to need some sort of help because I've just seen something walk through my kitchen or that shouldn't be there, that didn't look human. And I don't understand it. Whereas like the likes of me and you know, I think if someone, you know, come through the door, I'd be like, all right, how's it going, mate? You know, how's things? You know, what's up? What can I do for you? You know, and you know, we would literally have that kind of attitude. And I
was just laughing because I was saying to Joe, my son, the other day about you, and I was saying, basically, I've got this image of you on a battlefield with me, and it's just like, right, here they come, let's fucking have it.
Yeah.
You want him on the field, son. That's what you need. You want a Leeowen there.
Bless you. But it's funny you say that, actually, because when you're talking about a battlefield, and one of my past lives that was in this regression that I got recorded, it was very interesting because I was on a battlefield, and I mean that I literally, in that lifetime, I stood on everything and I sacrificed everything to be the number one, you know, of this territory or ground or area. And I remember throughout the past life regression, I remember crying and I was like, I'm not that person no more. I'm not that person no more. And I could not believe the person that I once was. But it was showing me that I don't need to step on anybody to reach my goals. That's basically what it was saying. You know, I can still be me and still, you know, spread the love and the help and to help people to heal so that, you know, we can all reach where we're supposed to be going, you know.
Well, you know, one of the great illusions of this particular world we're in right now is the one of lack. You know, the constant, like, there's not enough food. Look at all the hungry people, the homeless people. There's not enough property. There's not enough money. There's not enough anything. There's not enough ventilators. There's not enough masks. It's constant lack. But actually, it's bullshit because, you know, it's completely abundant. There is no scarcity, and we are not separate from each other. We're all part of this unity consciousness idea. Is one that I've always struggled with terms that come from a new age kind of, you know, background. Unity consciousness. But actually, and my son does that every time I speak. He's like, "Are you being spiritual, Dada?" Taking the piss out of me. And I think that's really healthy because, but it's true. The one consciousness, we are manifesting and creating the whole thing. And what I'm loving about these chats is that it's frothy, it's effervescent, it's fun, and it's exciting because we are actually going towards something really exciting. Yeah. And if we're not, we're all dead anyway. Who cares? Yeah. And that's the way I've been putting it. You know, if Trump and Q and the spiritual awakening and everything are not real, then that means that the other thing is real, which is the New World Order, which is all this bullshit with the masks and the fascism, everything else. I don't want to live in that world. No. Nobody else really wants to live in that world. They're just too scared to say no to it at the moment. Yeah. And if that is winning, we are literally dead. Yeah. So who gives a shit? Let's go for the good one. Yeah, let's go for the good. That's exactly that, Mark. And that's the thing with all your listeners and all the people that, you know, that we're reaching out there at the moment, is it all about, you know, make a decision. What do you want to do? Do you want to live in this fear, or do you want to live in the love? And I'm not saying that I'm not completely blind to think that there is evil everywhere, and I get that. But again, you can still choose where you want to channel yourself to. Well, the things in London a couple of weeks ago, choose your side. Choose your side. And I love that. There were people chanting it in Trafalgar Square. Because it is that time to choose your side. Yeah. And your heart knows. You inside, you know. You already know the answer. Yeah. Mark, honestly, I didn't come in this experience to go out in a cowardly fashion. There's no two ways about it. I know that. You know, and I know that all those that are with me
and all those that are sharing the same vibrational frequencies, I know that they will be going where I'm going. And I tell you one thing now, that isn't a hellish place. It is a place where the connectivity of it's not just all about love. It's just about the whole combined of just people coming together to really grow together. And that's the main thing, is growing together instead of, there's been so much separation, Mark, and that's what the TV does. It separates those, but at the same time, it is doing what it's backfiring on them, because people are waking up. There's people that have been so asleep, have gone, oh, I'm here. Oh, what's going on here then? You know, and before you know it, as I say, people are chucking me messages and saying, oh, Lee, man, I knew there was something up. You know, I knew there was something up, and they're scared to comment on some of the content that I put out, but they're quite happy to message me personally, because they don't want to be, you know, persecuted for having a comment or an opinion, because they don't want to be looked in that light.
Well, it's a big risk, you know. It is you have to stand in a completely different frequency to be able to do it. I mean, I've said quite a few times I don't give a shit. Of course, there's a part of me that's like, oh God, you know, the kids are like, oh Dad, don't do that on YouTube. I'm like, well, you know, this is the time. This is the time.
It is the time. That's plain and simple, really. And for those listeners out there, you know, they will get it. They will get it. And I know that some people are a bit, on the drag, you know, coming to the party, but they'll get there. They'll get there. I do really believe that they will get there. And when, you know, when we're all together, you know, it would be just like a party like no other. That'd be a party like no other. It really would.
You know, I'm a party animal, and I am sensing a massive party not far away. But we've got a bit of work to do before that. And the work is look after your health, look after yourself, meditate, go inside, don't panic, turn off the TV, don't read the newspapers, don't freak out.
No,
you know, I'm ordering my shopping online just because I don't want the confrontation in the shops with the mask wearers.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah,
you know, I just don't want it. I don't need it. So I'm doing that. And you know, stay positive.
It's all about staying peaceful and powerful in your space, you know, and not letting anyone, you know, try and sort of let themselves into your space, because this is the thing. I see it time and time again, and people are investing, you know, their energy in places that it just doesn't serve them, and they will keep doing it until they realise that they don't need to do that no longer, you know. And I understand that it's always a learning curve for everybody, and I really get that. And something that was quite interesting when you were talking on the JCK video about spirit on the other side, being entrapment here and stuff like that. I don't feel on all levels that the light workers, so to speak, haven't come here for the entrapment. I think the entrapment you'll find with a lot of souls that have come here that are not aware that they're here. But once they become aware, they will no longer be trapped, because you'll just know where to go when the time is up, you know, for the physical experience. You'll know which door to go into and which door that you'll, you know, move on to your next journey. And I do believe on some level that a lot of people have been trapped here for probably a long time, and they're going over and we're being used as as you say, a complete energy feed for these other entities. You know, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got technology. They take a piece of your soul, they implant amnesia, and they just put you in this recycling factory for thousands of years. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And it's time for that to stop. It's out of balance. It's basically just out of balance, you know.
The machine is breaking down, and and it's going to really. It's quite interesting, because you think about, I mean, even just in this planet alone, you think about how many people pass away on a daily basis. You know, it's a lot of work to you're either catching all them souls, putting them back through a machine, recycling them, putting them back onto the earth, or a lot of these souls that do know where they are, where they're going, they're then being, moved on to their next energy vibration. I mean, what you find is that generally your vibration or your energy field, when you pass over, you'll find that your energy will go where it's required. That will match that of the same frequency. So if you're like, I don't know, if you're sort of like Joe Average guy that's come into this experience just to hear the survive, then you'll just have another experience of survive until you get it. You'll keep coming backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards until you're aware. And once you're aware, you're just thinking, oh my God, how many times have I done this shit for then? And you do, because nothing surprises me. When I think about planet Earth, this, that, and the other, and I see all the horror, all the crappiness and all the good and stuff like that. And I just smile to myself and think, it just doesn't surprise me. It doesn't shock me inside. It's almost as if like, yeah, I already knew that. Tell me something different.
I'm a bit like that myself at the moment. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I kind of knew that. Not a cost, just sort of like, yeah. I'm having a good day today. Anyway, it's not like I think earlier in the week I was feeling extremely down and low and heavy.
Yeah.
I ate raw food my way out of it, which actually I did, and sleep and stuff. So I'm. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. I've got a very hungry cat, and I'm getting slightly nagged by my beautiful daughter here.
No worries, Mark.
Been very patient with us today. Let's do it again. Let's do it at least once a week. Whenever something comes up, or if there's something big to talk about, let's get on and get it up on YouTube. But great pleasure to speak to you again, mate.
Always a pleasure to speak to you, Mark. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you soon.
Okay, take care. Thanks, Mark.
Cheers, mate.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.